In 1944, Allied forces launched Operation Overlord, the largest amphibious assault in history known as D-Day. This operation marked a major turning point in World War II. The D-Day invasion of Normandy on June 6, 1944, was a pivotal turning point in World War II, marked by strategic planning, human sacrifice, and the collaboration of Allied forces, whose combined efforts led to the eventual defeat of Nazi Germany. In this video, we'll explore the planning, execution, personal experiences, and aftermath of the invasion, using first-hand sources like Eisenhower's personal papers and wartime letters, as well as historical analysis from authors like Stephen Ambrose, Ian Kershaw, and Cornelius Ryan. D-Day's success was not guaranteed. Its outcome relied on extraordinary strategic planning. Led by General Dwight D. Eisenhower, in D-Day, the papers of General Dwight D. Eisenhower, he wrote, "The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you." This was from his official order of the day, delivered to troops just before the invasion. But privately, Eisenhower was uncertain. He even drafted a note accepting blame in case the operation failed, writing, "If any blame or fault attaches to the attempt, it is mine alone." The coordination among the Allied commanders was tense. The Allied commanders' correspondence housed in the U.S. National Archives reveals dispute over invasion timing, location, and tactics. British General Montgomery wanted to focus on a broader front, while American General Omar Bradley pushed for concentrated force. Historian Stephen Ambrose, in D-Day, June 6, 1944, emphasized the importance of deception. He wrote, "The success of Overlord was rooted in its secrecy. Operation Fortitude was a masterpiece of deception that kept Hitler guessing. This operation tricked the Germans into thinking the main invasion would hit Pas-de-Calais, not Normandy." Soldier experiences, lots of misery and fear. Beyond the command tents and war rooms were the lives of ordinary soldiers and the civilians who lived through the invasion. In D-Day, the battle for Normandy, Richard Hargreaves uses diary entries and letters to bring voices from the front lines to life. One soldier from the U.S., 1st Infantry Division, wrote, "There was no time for fear. We hit the beach and the world exploded." Cornelius Ryan, in his detailed account of the longest day, includes stories from both sides. One German officer said, "It was like the end of the world. The sky was black with planes, and the sea was covered with ships." For the Normandy civilians, the invasion brought liberation but also destruction. In Ambrose's D-Day, one French farmer recounted, "We prayed for the Allies, but the bombs fell all around our homes. Liberation came at a high price. Churches, schools, and homes were turned into field hospitals or shelters. Some civilians aided Allied troops by pointing out German positions. Others were killed in the crossfire." Through a mix of strategic brilliance and on-the-ground chaos. The U.S. Army's official report on the invasion of Normandy details how 5 beaches were targeted: Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juno, and Sword. Each was assigned to different Allied nations. At Utah, U.S. forces landed more than a mile off target but encountered lighter resistance. Omaha Beach was a different story. The report states, "Casualties were heavy, many units were scattered, communication was poor." Heaves of U.S. soldiers were mowed down by German machine guns as they struggled to cross open sand. One soldier later recalled, "We didn't think we'd make it past the first 10 minutes." According to the National World War II Museum's D-Day timeline, by nightfall, all 5 beachheads were secure, despite more than 10,000 Allied casualties, including over 4,400 confirmed dead. Historian Ian Kershaw in the end writes that D-Day was the beginning of the end for Hitler. He notes, "From the moment the Allies established a beachhead in Normandy, Germany's defeat became inevitable." Long-term impact. After the initial landings, the battle for France continued over the following weeks. Over 2 million Allied troops entered Western Europe. Cities like Caen, Saint-Lô, and eventually Paris were liberated. In Eisenhower's post-invasion reflections, he acknowledged the cost of victory. In a private letter he wrote, "The price was high, but the cause was right and just." In the end, Kershaw traces how D-Day dismantled Western defenses. By opening a Western front, Germany was forced into a 2-front war which it could not survive. Ambrose, in D-Day, connects the invasion to the larger geopolitical landscape. D-Day was not just about beating Hitler, it was about saving civilization. It paved the way for the liberation of Europe, the fall of Nazi Germany, and the rise of a new world order, including the formation of NATO, the UN, and the rebuilding of Europe on democratic ideals. Conclusion. To return to our thesis, the D-Day invasion of Normandy on June 6, 1944 was a pivotal turning point in World War II, marked by strategic planning, human sacrifice, and the collaboration of Allied forces whose combined efforts led to the eventual defeat of Nazi Germany. It was a day of extraordinary coordination, personal courage, and global consequence. From Eisenhower's tense command decisions to the soldiers' last letter home, from the ruined villages of Normandy to the halls of post-war diplomacy, D-Day shaped